Hello. Today we are going to learn how to multiply fractions. Here I have prepared the steps of how to multiply fractions. As you see, step number one would be simplify the fractions if they are not in lowest terms. And what does this mean? For example, if you have a fraction that looks like this, 2/4, for example, times 1/3. So the first one is not in its lowest term, so it's not simplified fully. So the 2/4 is actually a half, so you divide by 2 both of them, and then 1/2 times 1/3. Second step says multiply the numerators by the numerators, so both numerators together, so 1 times 1 is 1, and multiply the denominators together, so 2 times 3 is 6, and this is the final answer. So the main rule, or the short steps of how to multiply fractions, is actually n times n, so multiply both fractions together, over d times d, and keep simplifying. So this is the key rule that you must remember. So let's have a look at these two fractions. So you have 3/4 times 4/7. Now, you can do this one by going straight ahead and into multiplying numerator by numerator, denominator by the denominator. So you're going to have 3 times 4 is going to be 12, 4 times 7 is going to be 28, and then you simplify. Both of them are in 4 times tables, so you express the 12 as a product of 4 and a 3, and express the 28 as a product of 4 and a 7. And here you go, common factors is 4 for both of them, and the final answer is going to be 3/7. But actually, if you are very careful, so method number 2, if you are very careful and if you look at both fractions, you don't have to go straight into multiplying numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. I mean, you can express it like this. So this form, it is the same as this one. So 3 times 4 over 4 times 7, and you have a common factor for both numerator and the denominator, which is 4. So we can go for simplification straight away before you go into multiplying numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. And the final answer is going to be 3/7. Okay, next one. 6 times 4 over 15th. Again, first thing that might come in your head is to multiply the numerator by numerator, denominator by the denominator. But then you see 6 is actually a whole number. Then where is the denominator? You can express the whole number as a fraction by adding 1 to the denominator, because in this change, the value of the fraction does not change. And then you multiply the numerator by the numerator. So you're going to have 24, denominator by the denominator. So 1 times 15 is going to be 15. And this is an improper fraction, actually, because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So the final answer for this one is going to be 1 and 9 over 15. Again, 9 and 15, we can simplify. Both of them are in 3 times table. So the whole answer is going to be 1 and 3 over 5. Now, but again, we have a 6 here and a 15 here, which you can simplify before going into big multiplication. Just in case you work with big numbers, with large numbers, it's good to see. Can you simplify anything before multiplying? Then we can express the 6. So let's write this form here again, times 4 over 15. So we can express the 6 as a 2 times 3. So 2 times 3 over 1 times 4 over, and express the 15 as a product of 3 and a 5. And as you see, we have a 3 that is common for both numerator and denominator. So 2 times 4 is 8, 1 times 5 is 5, 8 over 5, or 1 and 3 over 5. Okay, but if you can't identify the common factors, or if you can't simplify, then it is not wrong for you to go ahead and multiply numerators by numerators, denominators by denominators. If you have a whole number somewhere, change it into a fraction by adding 1 at the denominator. Now here we have a decimal number. Again, we must change the decimal number into a fraction. So 0.8 is actually 8 over 10 times 5 over 16. And again, here I'm going to encourage you and advise you to express the 8 and a 10. Can you see 8 and a 10 actually is a fraction which we can simplify fully. So both of them are in 2-time table. So 8 10 is actually divided by 2 is 4. So 2, let's express it as 2 times 4, and 10 is 2 times 5. Okay, times 5 over factors of 16 could be 2 and an 8, 4 and a 4. So we can express it as a 2 times 4 times another 2, because you're going to need actually the 2 and a 4 together. And then let's have a look now. Do we have any common factors? We do. We have the 2 and a 2 here. We have the 4 and a 4 here. We have the 5 and a 5 here. So we just did lots of simplification. We didn't even need to multiply. So at the top, someone might say, oh, but there is no denominator. Actually, the denominator is 1. So 1 for here, the numerator, I meant. So numerator is 1 for this one, 1 for this one. Because when you do the production of the numerator, when you write it as a production of common factors, it could be written as 2 times 4 times 1, or 5 times 1 here. So because it doesn't change, the value doesn't change. And so the whole answer is going to be 1 over 2 times 2 is 4. So 1 over 4. Next one, 1 and 1/3 times 2 and 2/5. And here is very important again to change the mixed numbers to an improper fraction, and then look for simplification, and then multiply numerator by the numerator, denominator by the denominator. So this one is going to be 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. So 4 over 3 times 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. So 12 over 5. And then look at both sides. Is there any common factor I can find somewhere? I can see 12 here and 3 here. So I can express the 12 as a multiplication of 3 and the 4. So write it on top here. It'll take you some time. And then you don't need the 12 because we expressed as 3 and a 4. And we simplify the 3's together. So 4 times 4 is 16. 16 over 5. And again, we don't leave the improper fractions like this. We have to change them to whole numbers. So the final answer is going to be 16 divided by 5 is 3. 3 and 1/5. Next one. In this case, we have 3 fractions that you have to multiply. The same rule applies. You multiply 3 numerators together. Be careful here because the third fraction is a mixed number. So you have to change this into a improper fraction. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the first 2 fractions exactly as they are, just in case I can do some simplification before I multiply, so I don't have to multiply them. Let's see. Now 5 times 1 is 5, plus 3 is 8. So 8 over 5. There you go. Can we simplify somewhere? Is there any common factor? No, I cannot see any common factors. So we go for multiplication then. So 2 times 8 is 16. Okay, 3 times 7 is 21. 21 times 5 is going to be 105. And there's no common factor for 16 and 105, so leave it like this. And here's your independent work. You have 4 different scenarios here, cases where you have to, first one have to multiply 2 fractions together, second one, you have a fraction, a proper fraction, and a mixed number. The third one, both fractions are mixed numbers. And in the fourth one, you have 3 different fractions, as there's a mixture of proper fraction and mixed numbers. Well done for watching. Bye-bye.